Hi, everyone. Welcome to the June Global Leadership Meeting for Millennials in Travel. Thank you so much for joining us today. We've got a lot to cover on our agenda, so I'm just going to jump right in. Quickly with a chapter update, I'm really excited to share the news that our Phoenix chapter is ready to launch, and we have a venue and a date for the chapter launch event. So very excited. Elizabeth, I was going to share this with you before, but wanted to make it a surprise for you too. So August 8th, the Andaz has offered to host an event in their presidential suite, which will be, I think, a really cool venue, and we'll work out the details from there. So it's right before travel week. Hopefully, maybe that'll be a good thing if some people are going to Phoenix beforehand. But very excited for that, and I'll share more news about the leadership team as that comes together. I'm also working closely with the team that we have in Miami for hopefully a summer launch for the Miami chapter as well. So both these cities we had chapters before, so these will be relaunch events, and they're both ready for it. So excited for that. And then I've got a number of other cities kind of on the docket to be launched next, including Nashville, Toronto, Houston, San Francisco, Boston, and Atlanta, sort of in that order as we're seeing interest come in. So as Star and I have time and the ability to get to it, we'll be launching additional chapters in those cities. Also, just a reminder, I have an officer meeting on the second Monday of every month, and hopefully if Helen and our new FAMS managers, which I'm going to get to that in just a moment, our new FAMS managers, there's two of them now, can join that meeting on June 13th for the first 5 minutes. It's a great way to just meet our chapter officers, share a little bit about your role, what you do within the organization. And I'm always a big proponent of trying to, engage more with our officers, include them more in some of the initiatives that we're working on. So it's a good time to meet them. All right, moving on to events. Just a quick summary on the May events that we had. We had our chapter Chicago event in May. They did a paint and pour. They had a really good turnout. It was co-hosted by Belmont and A&K, and they painted pictures of the pyramids of Egypt and had a good time. It was a good networking event. And Elizabeth, I don't know if you want to share just a couple kind of snippets or sentences about the All-American Roadshow virtual event that we participated in.
Yeah, I would say by far this was the most energetic and engaging group of people that came through our booth out of the 3 that we've done so far this year. So it was really great to see. And I think we got some good traffic in terms of people signing up, at least for the database. I'm not sure what our membership count was, but even if we got 1 or 2, I think that it was a win. And then we're going to do some follow-up, hopefully, to those that have gone to the 3 events this spring. And see if we can get some more traction there as well. And then we've got the 3 events coming up later this year as well.
Very cool. Thank you. And hopefully we'll get those dates on the calendar soon, and then people can sign up if they want to participate. I know I did one over the last few months, and it was actually really fun to be able to go on and kind of chit chat and engage with people. So please make sure we have those dates as soon as possible, and then we can get other people signed on to participate. We also have coming up in June 9th, we'll have a Charleston chapter event, and June 21st, Vancouver is having a chapter event as well. We're working with kind of some of the final details on an event to take place during Virtuoso Travel Week, but I think what Josh and I looked over the calendar last week and talked about a few different ideas. And so we believe it will be on Tuesday, August 16th from 4:30 to 6:30, but more details to come in terms of potential partnerships and what that event will look like. And then we're also kind of still in the early planning stages for a conference in 2023. I think the ball is actually in my court on that one to get contact details together for the cities that we discussed. So Josh, I'll get back to that. It's on my to-do list, and then bring Helen into the fold to kind of take it from there once we have contacts and can start getting RFPs and work on the details. Any questions about events? Nope.
What's going on with LA?
Sorry, LA? LA has an event. Well, I have my chapter officer meeting with everyone on next Monday, so I'll probably have a little bit of a clearer picture, but I believe they're going to have a July event at the Edition.
And then just wanted to see, is Tuesday the 16th pretty solidified regardless of the co-sponsor? so I can start to talk about save the dates?
Not yet. I think let's wait just until we talk to the people that we're kind of considering partnering with for the event, just to make sure.
Okay.
But I will definitely send it out as soon as it's like locked in so we can save the date.
Okay, thank you.
Elizabeth, do you know of any conflicting things at that time?
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to be other people doing, other events,
Same thing.
but
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, it's no different than any of the other nights, obviously outside of the scheduled events with Virtuoso. It's just,
Yeah.
who's throwing what party where.
Okay, I'll move on to FAMS then. As you know, I'm kind of sitting in the interim while Anina has resigned from her position and we're bringing in a new FAMS manager. We actually, something that we had discussed for quite some time was to actually make this a dual manager role because there is such a demand there and the position can be quite time consuming and demanding of time and energy and responsiveness. And we continue to receive more and more FAM opportunities and we have to actually say no to them because we don't have enough hands on deck to manage that many FAMs. So I'm excited to share the news that we now have 2 FAM co-managers. The first is actually Kim Barber, who you all know is our exclusive benefits manager and is going to be transitioning to the role of FAMs manager. So Kim is a travel advisor, so it's going to be a natural fit for her. And it's something that she has always wanted to be involved in. That's kind of what brought her to Millennials in Travel in the first place. So I'm excited that she'll be kind of transferring internally into that role. Welcome, Kim.
Thank you. Thanks. I'm excited.
And then, and we've got a lot of work to do. And we have our second FAMS manager who I'm just finaling up kind of the final details with her, but her name is Catherine, and she actually works in the travel operations department for Indagare, which is a New York-based company, but she actually lives in Chicago. So she resides in Chicago and she's really eager to get involved with Millennials in Travel as well. And her whole role in travel operations is just like piecing together itineraries and doing all the logistics to support the sales team at Indagare. So again, I think it'll be a really nice natural fit for her. So I'm very eager and excited for them both to start. Like I said, we've got a lot of FAMs coming up. As you know, the Belmont FAM is happening right now. Hopefully you're following along on social media and enjoying the stories. Caroline is hosting that. It's a great group. We had unfortunately one person that had to cancel because they had so many flight cancellations, but other than that, they haven't had any issues along the way. It's a pretty incredible 8-night FAM program with Belmont Hotels. And so keep an eye on that one. That's a fun one to watch. We also have coming up for September, actually 3 different FAMs for September, hence why we need 2 people to come on board to help. We have Sri Lanka tentatively planned for September 7th to the 15th, Shangri-La, Vancouver, and Fairmont Whistler for September as well. And then Virgin Voyages for the end of September, actually September, I'm going to put in the dates here, September 25th to the 30th is potentially the 5-night Virgin Voyages sailing. And then last but not least, New Zealand has been rescheduled finally from, was it 2020, I think, when they were supposed to go in May 2020. It's been rescheduled for October 16th to the 26th, 2022. So wait for more news on that. Any questions about FAMs?
Who's doing the Sri Lanka, like operator?
It's through Wonderlux, and I
Okay.
can't remember the name of their DMC.
Okay.
I have it here. Yeah, it's the DMC that with Wonderlux. And they said it's going to be either 8, 9, or 10 nights. So they're working on the details for that one. Should be pretty cool.
So we don't have any over the summer, is that correct?
Yeah, nothing yet.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing in July and August. We'll see if any other options or opportunity. There were a couple, actually I just got a message from someone today that wants to do a sustainability focused FAM, but also in September, but I'm going to tell them maybe October. And then somebody else wanted to do one, Columbia with KAI with their DMC for September, but I'll tell them we'd have to do it in October. Can't do everything in September or August. We could definitely still pull it off for August. All right, I'll go ahead and pass the baton over to Star, just to give us a little bit of an update on what you're working on. Hi, Star.
Hi, guys.
So speaking of FAMs, one of the main things that I've been helping with is dealing with the feedback that we've been getting. And a lot of the feedback is about FAMs and events. So I think one of the things that we saw was someone had suggested, maybe doing like a family friendly one, because, a lot of our advisors and everyone, or, everyone just has families. So they thought that that might be a good suggestion. Also, someone had brought up recently maybe doing like a work casing, because I know we're all swamped, so it's hard to work and get away and do a FAM at the same time. So maybe something focused like that. And yeah, there's just been a lot of interest in just events and networking in general. So I know that obviously not everyone is based near a city where we have a chapter. So I guess maybe just trying to see what other trade shows we can partner with, something where we're really just highlighting, I guess, when we're partnering with like another trade show or something where they could participate or come by a booth, or if there's a special MIT event during that time. And also another feedback that I've been seeing a lot is like regarding marketing. And I think a lot of people now are just trying to see what tips and sort of things that we might be able to suggest as far as, them marketing themselves, their properties and all that sort of stuff. So any suggestions you guys have, or something that you
Like
might
marketing
think of, that'd be great.
within Millennials in Travel?
I think just in general, like if they were an advisor, like how, like tips to like how they would market themselves on social media and that sort of thing.
Okay, so not marketing
yeah.
opportunities, but like the professional development side
Yeah.
of how to market.
Exactly. Yeah, that sort. And then
those are just so everyone knows what Star's referring to is whenever someone signs up for membership, they can like submit their thoughts, ideas, questions. How can the organization support them? And so this is just some of the general feedback she's getting. That would be good for us to know about.
Ron, are we able
something to think
to?
about.
I know we had talked about doing like pop-up events.
Mhm.
Is that something that you think is still possible for 2022 if we can get a couple?
Yeah, I do. And I mean, I think that's the desire in terms of how we would launch a chapter, is to do like a pop-up event in that city, and then have it kind of lead to a chapter launch, but also in other cities. I mean, absolutely. If anybody wants to do that, I mean, we kind of have a plan in place, and we can put Helen, on it to manage the event.
Well, what if we put that out there to the suppliers in Millennials in Travel, saying, even if it were a supplier hosted event, as say Birmingham, Alabama or something.
Yeah. Oh,
that
yeah.
there
We've
was
actually had a lot of interest from Birmingham.
So there's like there's a sponsor there, whether it's, Hotelier or a DMC or something. And, we're not going to say only advisors, but maybe we say, we do that whole like staggered approach as far as the invite, where we'll invite the advisors, give them 3 days, and then the suppliers will be invited, and we'll, push it overall. I don't want to overcommit, but I think it would be great if we could have like 1 or 2 this year to show people that we are trying to help with that engagement and networking outside of, key cities.
Okay. And do you think is that maybe something we should put in our newsletter? Like, are you a supplier that's wanting to co-host an event with us?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Caitlin, can you add that to?
Yeah.
And then if you want me to help like flesh out the text.
Well, even from like, Caitlin, like look from your perspective, like put in your leading hotels hat. Like if we were to, look at a secondary or tertiary city, like, is that something that you would be interested in?
It's hard to say, because this year we actually cut a lot of cities out of our thing.
Yeah.
If anything, people were mad at us because we didn't go to enough places, I guess.
Well, and I think that's what I'm trying to use as leverage of saying, like, you couldn't put together a large function in, let's say, I don't know, Atlanta or something. We can kind of facilitate that with working with, a hotelier that even will reduce the cost. So it's going to be less cost for you as a supplier, but you'll still be able to reach an audience if we like spin it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we're also kind of a unique situation in that we kind of also rely, and I don't know if Elizabeth is the same, but we rely on our hotels to pay for it, like put the money towards it, you know,
Yeah.
otherwise we'd have to budget for it. Like we'd have to budget for it for next year, you know,
Yeah.
which I'm sure would be affordable.
Well, maybe that's what we do, even if we don't end up getting it. I think if people understand that that's an option that we can do, as far as, you know, pop-up events, hitting key cities, maybe we, you know, if we look at the CRM and just pull like, you know, non-major cities, let's say like non-gateways as far as, you know, airlines or something like that. And these are the top 10 cities, and we put it out there at the supplier level. We could also do a supplier only, you know, communication of saying, hey, are you, you know, you're a supplier in our database, you know, these are some things that we're looking at expanding upon, which also can be revenue generating for us as an organization. So maybe if we further develop some revenue streams at the supplier level, yeah.
I'll just quickly jump in to say, like, most of the suppliers, they haven't seen their first key feeder market yet. Like, this is the first year that they're going out to do that, right? So really, I would look at not even going that far down on the list, but that's like the likes of Phoenix and Houston and Philadelphia, and, you know, like, still huge major cities, right? But like maybe maybe they only had the budget to do LA and New York and Dallas or Chicago, right? But they didn't have a budget to do full on out these other markets that are still important, but they still only have half of a budget, right? Because that's kind of where
if we can, I mean,
sitting.
not even throw in that other half budget, but if we can get it subsidized by that local hotel or something, and we have an audience. So we need to have like a minimum of like, you know, 50 in a city that we don't. So we got to do some like some research in our database to see like where can we actually produce attendees.
Phoenix.
Yeah.
That's something I can definitely look into. Definitely just some tertiary cities where maybe we can do a pop-up thing. I'll see what, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and Elizabeth kind of mentioned, you know, like Philadelphia, I would say that's a primary, being a gateway for American, but like that might be off people's radar, or like they wanted to hit it. But, and I mean, a couple of years ago, we almost launched Philadelphia chapter. So, I mean, let's look at maybe cities that we previously had, you know, Seattle, Minneapolis,
Boston,
Philadelphia,
Atlanta.
DC, like ones where we had a chapter at one point, because we will have an audience there.
So we do want to add this in the newsletter or no? Or do we want to like think about it a little bit longer and like
let's
just
think,
strategize?
yeah, let's
Okay.
think about it a little bit.
First,
Okay.
but yeah, because then we could maybe, it might end up being like, are you going to the city, this city, or this city? Want to partner with us on an event? So like, we'll do a little bit of research first, maybe for the July newsletter, Caitlin.
Also, I think depending on how we manipulate the Virgin Voyages FAM, we might have something that is extended. We're trying to figure out if there's a way that we can extend it to suppliers as well, at like an at cost or something. So that could be a supplier only newsletter or communication where we're saying, hey, we actually we've created a FAM that is available to suppliers as well.
Yeah.
And here are some opportunities through our network in which you can engage in a higher way and whatnot.
Sorry, you mentioned July newsletter. I'm jumping the gun, but we had discussed combining June and July.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
And technically June would be next Tuesday, but I guess I wanted to ask you guys, because we're combining June and July, should we push it back a little bit and kind of do it somewhere in the middle, which will also kind of allow Stephanie a little bit more time, or stick with the timeline?
Yeah, that's fine.
I think we can push for sure.
Push it back and kind of strike a balance in between both.
Yeah, maybe like the last week of June or something. Like,
okay.
I just moved it to June 28th for now.
All right, cool.
Because you don't want to go July, because after that it's 4th of July, and then yeah.
Yeah, June 28th sounds good.
Okay.
I'll tell staff.
Okay. All right, that's a good idea. So Star, you and Helen and I can connect on that front. Kind of.
Okay.
Maybe I'll need you to maybe kind of do some research into the database and then run reports, and I can show you how to do that. And then,
Okay.
all right, cool.
Can you do that?
Okay, over to Kate. Membership update for us.
Hey guys, so just some details on like overall database and membership updates from the month of May. So, and Monty, I can email this to you too later if you want all the numbers. But so pretty much right now, as of the end of May, we had 3,084 people total in our database, 28 new paid members from the month of May. 2 people who signed up to attend events but did not then pay for membership on top of that. And just so everyone kind of gets an idea of where people are coming from, honestly, all over. We had 1 person from Austin, 4 people from Chicago, 1 person Cleveland, 4 people Florida, and that was mostly a combination of Miami and Tampa, 4 people in LA, 1 person Denver, 1 person in Michigan, 1 person Montreal, 2 from New York, 1 North Carolina, 1 Philadelphia, 1 San Diego, 3 San Francisco, 1 South Carolina, 1 Vancouver, and 1 Virginia. So 2 Canadians, and then everyone else all over the country.
Wow, cool. Okay, yeah, so I think these pop-up events would be a good idea.
Yeah, we definitely have people all over. So just like having talked about that a little bit earlier, I think there are definitely people that, you know, we already got feedback from some people, but just seeing where people are coming from, definite interest.
I think we can, I mean, if we put some budget towards it, you know, even if we have like 15 people and it's just like, hey, we're going to give you $100 for, you know, some F&B or something, you know, if we did like 1 a month, like we obviously have to have somebody in charge of that. But if we do it super casual, at least it's showing that we're making an effort. And I think that will actually drum up more revenue overall.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, Kate, how many total members did you say we have now?
3,084 on the database.
Oh yeah, in the database. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Cool, thank you. All right, Kim. Kim will be maintaining the role of exclusive benefits manager until we kind of find somebody to take her role, and she's seen through some of the benefits that she was actively working on. So that's where we're at with that transition. So
yeah, yeah, we're up to 10 active benefits right now. The most recent one is Runway Health. I know that Monica and Elizabeth have both been making quite a few connections, so thank you, because that makes a big difference. So I had 3 or 4 meetings last week with new potential benefits, and I'm just kind of finalizing details and going back and forth with SmartComs, which I think actually was a recommendation from Josh. And then Monica introduced me to Anthony at Truevail. I don't remember who made the connection with Patricia at BabyClip, maybe Elizabeth, and then JP at Proven Pass. So I'm working with all of them, going back and forth to see if we can offer benefits there. And then the one that's on the website right now that I'm still trying to get clarification on is Entree Travel. I've reached out to Lindsay a handful of times. I haven't heard back. So I guess I need to dive in and see if I can find a new email address or something for her to check on the validity of that benefit. But otherwise, I think we are on our way to 25 benefits by the end of the year.
that's great. Thank you. And
what's that health one?
Runway Health. Yeah.
Yeah,
Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, so Runway Health, I'm gonna open the website here because I've met with a couple health ones. Okay, so they are, and so the benefit is actually I think it's they've waived the initial consult fee for your first time, but they do a couple of things. They're kind of branching out, but right now, basically they're I don't want to say replacing because there's certain things they can't do, but basically when you go to a destination that requires certain medications, or if you're going somewhere with elevation and you want some, a script for altitude sickness, but you don't want to go see a doctor, they have a telehealth option. And then they also have kind of a a handful of travel-related motion sickness, altitude sickness, malaria, some drugs that they're offering, and I think they're looking to expand as well. So I met with two people there, Charlotte and Josh, is that right? Yes, Josh. And both of them are or have formerly been travel advisors, and they just kind of saw the need for this service. So, and if I guess I think Amanda's a travel advisor as well. I think maybe it's just the two of us on this call, but they do have a travel advisor portal, so you can sign up and earn commission and things like that. But it looks like a cool service. So they were very happy and excited to work with us. They did indicate, and a few other people that I've spoken with have indicated that if there were ever an opportunity to do a webinar or even like a video recording or something to kind of briefly talk about what their product, they would be interested in that. And Runway was one that they were interested in, having the opportunity to maybe present on what they do to millennials in travel. So I don't know if that's something we want to entertain or not, but there's definitely interest from a few different people I've talked to.
Well, if they record something, we can include that in the newsletter.
Okay. Would that
As
work
far
better
as-
than, like
I mean-
trying to schedule a webinar?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And I mean, the fact that it's commissionable is great. Kim, can you what I would like to see from them or get from them is like their waiver. I
Okay.
want to see what their waiver is as far as like liability. Because
Okay.
obviously if it just says like they're excluded from anything, or if it says like them or any affiliates or anything like that, I just want to make sure that they have that in there, because I don't want us to get into a situation where we're promoting something that is health-based and then legally something happens. Like I want to make sure that we're covered in their, we don't need anything additional on our end, but I want to make sure we're covered under their waivers that they're making people sign.
Gotcha. Yeah, I will. I'll reach out for that.
I think it'd be so cool when we announce, when we include this in the newsletter, to have like a 10-second, 15-second, if we can embed, because we can embed video in the newsletter, and it can just be like, hi, this is blah, blah, blah from Runway Health. We're so excited to partner with Millennials in Travel, and then just to like tell us what it is that they do.
Yeah, they can obviously certainly explain it a lot better than I can, but
Yeah, just something super short, like an
yeah.
intro, to embed in the newsletter where we announce the benefit.
okay, cool. Yeah, I'll reach out to them on that.
Great.
But yeah, as far as benefits goes, that's all I've got for now. I'm
Okay.
just kind of
And let me know if you need help getting in touch with Lindsay. I can help facilitate that.
okay. I might.
I
I
can
think
contact with
I
her.
think I've emailed her 3 times.
Okay.
But that being said, I think the email address that I have is an Entree Travel one, and I don't know if that's done away with entirely or what the situation is. So
Yeah, the agency rebranded, and so you might try Lindsay at Jet Set World Travel. Try that one.
okay, I'll try that.
And guys, just so everyone knows, we might have to pull Entree Travel, because I read in one of the trade publications that is now going to, that program that she developed is now going to be exclusive just for their agency, for their advisors. So. Okay, over to you.
We never signed anything. Did we sign anything?
Sign anything? No, I mean, it is an active benefit that we have.
I know that, and I'm not sure if we did we agree, like what's on paper?
We just have back and forth via email. I mean, I don't know that we
Okay,
didn't sign anything. We just kind of went back and forth. And
okay,
I know you took a look at the program before we added
yeah,
benefits. So, yeah,
Okay.
I mean, I'm assuming it's probably gonna have to be removed.
Okay, well then hopefully we can find another similar one. I know there's some others out there. Okay, perfect. Amanda, over to you. Professional development.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
A couple things I'm working on, habitats with Kat. I've been chatting with her and her company. Basically, it's great for ICs because it gives them basically all the tools to like set up a website and get things going for building their business. And she's a newer member, or not member, but in the membership with us. So she is obviously offering a discount, but she really wants to do a webinar with our members so that she can really explain what the company has to offer and see if she can be able to get people on board from really understanding if it's something that's going to work for them. I'm not exactly sure as far as for the webinar, when it should be done. I know as far as some travel agents, summer's kind of busy. So she was thinking maybe later in the summer, either August or September, that it could be put in place. But I was just curious as far as your thoughts of when.
I would suggest and try to defer her to recording something and us promoting it, because any specific time and day, even if you get, I would say we'd probably get maybe 25 people to sign up at a maximum, and probably 6 or 7 would actually show up.
Okay.
I don't think that right now, especially advisors, can really commit to any specific time, let
Yeah,
alone
if we have it recorded, we can embed it onto our professional development landing page on our website, right, Josh?
yeah, we'll host it on our YouTube. We're trying to grow more content on our YouTube channel, so we can post it on our YouTube channel and then embed it on the professional development page, and then also, promote it in the newsletter. But
Is this also a benefit too? We have this as a benefit as well, so it's kind of overlap. Okay, yeah. So
Exactly.
it can be promoted through social media, through our newsletter. That's a good idea.
Absolutely. So that would be something.
I love the
such-
idea of video content. I'd love us to have like a 20-second video from everyone that we have a benefit with to like tell us what it is, like personally from them. I think it'd be great. We could put it all on our YouTube channel and link it.
And what she has to offer, I mean, you can go on the website and see stuff, but I think having the video will be a little bit better because it goes in
Sure.
more depth. And from when I spoke with her, there's a lot there that the company offers. So I think having that video is going to be great just for people, if they're paying for it, that really know exactly what it's going to offer them and how it's going to, help them build their business and be successful.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'll
no, I
talk
think
with her
video
about
would
it.
be great. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll talk to her about the recording. And then I have been speaking further with Patty, which I mentioned before, with the Travel Institute. So she can offer us the early special, which would be $275 for a month. So it could be for July or for August. That it would just be a time frame that they would have a promo code that they could use. And that's going to fall into the study group that I'm going to basically put together for those that sign up. And then it's a 15 weeks for that, for the travel associate with them. So she's gonna be able to discount it further than what our membership discount she's giving us now. So that's great. But then she said you put it in a 30-day window. So we'd have that time to promote it and then see if we can get a bite for people, because it's down to $275 from, I think it's 3 something or 4 something, what like the normal benefit is that we get. So deciding on, I guess, which month we would want to promote that. And I can, chat with you further about that, Monica, but she said that she could do it as a 30-day window with that promo code for us.
Mhm.
And
I think that's good. We want to make sure that we definitely pre-schedule any promotion like social media to make sure that we really, that's already scheduled. So we don't, we maximize those 30 days.
Exactly. And then once we get things set up, and my vision with the study group is definitely taking it a bit further than just necessarily doing this, certificate, but also as team building. And then for those, especially their ICs, I think it's a good, at least probably want to be in 15 weeks because we can do a couple every other week. But I think it'd just be a great way for other agents to be able to chat and have a few moments just to build relationships with other people and obviously show that this is a community and we're, here to build and help people. So I think it'll be a step further than just getting that certificate, but it can be
Yeah.
a little bit more and then going forward with other training programs as well.
The
Okay,
other
sorry.
thing
So
to-
just want to clarify. So if the Travel Institute, they're offering a discounted rate for like any of the certification programs they have, or it's
It's
specific
gonna
for-
be, it'll be the associate certificate. So that
The
would be their lead.
CTA.
the CTA,
Mhm.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
And then the
So-
study group is a different thing, but it's still for the CTA, but everyone can do it together, right?
Right, so with this one, it would basically be that anyone that signs up during this to get this discount would fall under being a study group. So then everyone's
Okay.
going to do it together that way. And
Okay.
that we would just lead it that way. And she basically sent me stuff already that has like the template and stuff for doing a study group for this particular certificate. So then it'd be like every other week that something would be set up and do a couple lessons a week. And then once it's done, then I told them we weren't really doing a whole lot of events that would be everyone together, but showing recognition. So then those that, went through the program, we could maybe showcase of saying these people, finished their certification. And then if they wanted to be able to go to the next levels, because there's 3 altogether, people could, or if people see that recognition, seeing people did that, then it might entice them to do it or, do other training programs.
It's also important to recognize that the CTA, like everybody, I did it many years ago because I wanted to have like something after my name. I was like, oh, it's cool to put comma CTA. I wasn't an advisor, so anybody can take this program. This isn't just for advisors. So I worked for Virtuoso at the time. Like if you're a hotelier, if you're a cruise operator, you're just in the travel industry. So I think we need to really promote not like if you want something after your name deal, but it is available for everyone in the industry, not just advisors.
Exactly. So, and she just said that program just has to be at least, 1 year in. And then she said that she would waive the application process, that they wouldn't have to do that. So if they're putting in with our promo when they're purchasing it, then that would fall in. So then they have to go through that extra step that way.
And I don't think that they do a good enough, I don't think they do a good job at all in targeting non-advisors. So I think we can be that catalyst because we do obviously have more non-advisors than advisors on our database. And so we can help, I guess, fill that void that they probably are not even focused on.
Exactly. And I told her that it's a mix that, with this, we're not just all for advisors. So it is across the board for the industry. So I think you're exactly right. I think more people gravitate towards that or how they promote it. It is for advisors, but I think that anyone in the industry could definitely benefit from it. We just really just finding out when we would promote it. And then we would solidify that 30-day window that they could use that promo code to get that additional discount. And then obviously then I'd be setting up doing the study group for those that are in it. So it's just kind of see when we want to really promote it, but she would give us a whole month for that. So I think that's great.
Timeline wise, what do you guys think? Like promote it like September so that it doesn't get lost in like the summer shuffle and it's like back to school, like earn your CTA kind of learning opportunity or?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, when they sign up, and when they sign up for it, it's not necessarily that has to be done that moment. It's just that they have to, sign up for it. So that's why I was maybe thinking August, because then if we didn't start till September, then they had that time that going in the fall, maybe it's a little bit less busy and people have time that they can, really take that every other week to take that hour or what have you for the study group. So that's what I was thinking August for promoting, because then it wouldn't be till September that it probably would start, but I'm open to your thoughts.
I think that would work. So I guess if you just compile all the information and send it over and we'll look it over and get it, into the wheelhouse of like getting it on the website and social media schedule and newsletter and make sure, everything makes sense and it's clear. Should be good.
Absolutely. Sounds good.
You're doing that. I'm excited for that. That's a great initiative.
Well, those are the 2 main things that I have going on. And of course, it was clean up and adding new stuff to the job.
And the job board, yeah. We've still been getting some job opportunities coming in. There's still a lot of good hiring opportunities out there.
Yes, there has been. So
Right.
other than that, there's 2 things mainly that I'm working on. So I'll send more to you, Monica, though, with a further proposal with all that.
Okay.
And then I'll
Send
reach
it to
out to
Kate.
Kat.
Send it to Kate to look over.
I mean,
And
to Kate,
just
sorry.
let me know if you need my help and what you have questions about.
Perfect.
All right. Caitlin, over to you for communications update.
I know. So Emma unfortunately just had to jump off.
Okay.
She had to join another call. So I will tell you everything, everything that's happening.
Cool.
Okay. Well, Natalie, so she is working on the sustainability press release. So she's working on the draft, and she's going to send a final copy to myself, Josh, and Caroline for approval and edits prior to the distribution, which is set to be distributed to the media in June. I was under the impression actually it was going to be around now, but I think we are pushing it back a little bit due to lifestyle circumstances and what's happening.
Yeah, yesterday was World Sustainability Day or something. That was
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a bit of a delay there. So anyway, she's gonna hopefully get that to us soon. Stephanie is gonna be joining us. You guys might know her. She's currently an advisor with Savanti. Hopefully she'll join the next one and I'll let her introduce herself, but she's gonna join us for the digital content manager. So I've been onboarding her. And one thing too that I need to work on is getting the kind of job description on paper. I think that would be more helpful to myself and her during this onboarding process to ensure I have her tasks and things on paper in a document. So I'm working on that. And what else? Emma, let me pull up the social stats. Oh, and also what I did too is with our social media guidelines, takeover guidelines, we kind of realized that the information is like maybe not as clear as it could be. So I went in there and made the login details, kind of highlighted that and put it towards the top, and tried to make the information a bit more clear. And I updated that and put it on the leadership page. So that's good to go if you guys need to look at the social media guidelines. For social, Emma's been doing a really good job. I feel like she's been really consistent in keeping up with it. If anything, she needs more content. So she recently reached out to the officers of the chapters to help get their input and what's happening with them locally and regionally. So thank you, Monica, for your support there.
Kaylin, when I think in the transition between whoever was doing it and her, she should be getting like the Google updates, but there was so much communication coming in that I did a filter that doesn't hit her inbox. It goes into a folder in her email. So she may not be getting those directly in her inbox. And that was just to cut down on like clutter when it was being re-forwarded, I think to you or whatever, or whatever.
I'm getting them all. Yeah.
I'm getting them too. And I've been forwarding ones.
And I would like them to
have
go to
good content.
Stephanie as well for the
They
newsletter.
they should be going to Stephanie,
go.
but I think it might be going into a subfolder and it's filtered. So it's not hitting her inbox. So she might not even know that it's coming in on a daily
Okay.
basis.
Okay.
So I will look into that.
Okay. I'll ask Emma too. Because you're right. I don't know actually if she's aware. I assumed that she was getting it, but
So you want it to go to,
I want Emma and Stephanie to get it. I think those are really helpful for the newsletter.
okay, so I'll just have it go.
And me too.
have the-
I'm happy to
have
get it.
I'll have the Google alerts go to promote at, which hits all of you,
Okay. That's great.
if it's not already, but I'll make sure.
Yeah, I know. And I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I feel like too, my team, they struggle with their emails a little bit. So, and I don't know, like, if you guys feel the same way, but like missing emails or not seeing stuff, but it could be user error. I don't know.
I know a lot of my emails have been going to people's spam folders, like a lot more recently than before.
Yeah.
But and then some of them will just bounce back and like not not like won't go into someone's inbox. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Okay.
And I've noticed sometimes too, like I log in to go, I have my MIT email on Outlook, but I will log into GoDaddy every once in a while because there's like a spam filter on there that is in my Outlook. So sometimes.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Maybe we could all be doing. Okay, so Emma, with the social media, so it looks like we're doing really well when it comes to followers and new followers, which is great. And the number of posts across the board are up, which is big thanks to Emma. It does look like we could be a little bit better when it comes to reach and engagement, especially on Instagram. And actually reach has been up really well with LinkedIn. But maybe if you guys happen to see our posts on LinkedIn, like give it a like, I mean, if you want to share, great, but, just try to like, and if you feel like reposting, go for it with our stuff, just so like the more you do, like the better, our numbers and reach and engagement will be. So those are, I remember Emma said that last time that we could improve on that and we could still improve reach and engagement. So just, if you guys wouldn't mind doing that, particularly for Instagram, it looks like is a bit down, that would be great.
Is there something that does anybody know, like, how do you increase engagement? What are 5 things you can do to, I mean, this is probably worth a Google search, but maybe if there's something that's pretty clear on how we can increase our engagement, and then maybe like push that on the chapters or something, Monica, where like once a week, like somebody does something that increases engagement.
Well, I also was just thinking while Kim was talking, like, and I know we kind of avoid words like partnership and stuff, but like with all of these benefits that we have, like, it would be great if we could interact with these brands on social media, and have them
Mhm.
interact with us and, tag us and all that stuff. But I don't know, optics wise, like Josh, how you feel about that with the.
No, I mean, yeah, it's just, I think it's just the word partner, but like engagement wise, like we should be doing that.
I think Emma is, but we could do better. Like we could definitely be a little bit better about engaging with these brands on social media.
Yeah, I would also make a suggestion too, and I know it's hard because I don't know how, well, sometimes when I see the post, it says like posted by Emma, a member of the group, and people aren't being tagged. So sometimes, I mean, I'm really bad with social media, so I've literally set a reminder for myself to do social media twice a week, like every Tuesday and Thursday. I try to go in and share something that Emma's posted, but I've noticed when I do that, she hasn't tagged people, like our new leaders, for example, on like Team Member Tuesday, she's not actually tagging them.
On which platform? On all platforms, or
yeah, on any of them. So or if it's, if we're saying like thank you to Belmont for co-hosting this FAM, like I don't know that I don't see that she's necessarily tagging partners, companies, or individual people. So I think that would obviously really help, because if she posted about me and tagged me and I saw it, I would share it. So
yeah, I agree.
So I think we need to, and I don't know if that's a Zoho, like, because if she's using the Zoho platform to do the social, I don't know if that's part of that issue or what, but I think simply actually tagging people will make a big difference.
Yeah, I mean, when I was doing it, it does take some extra steps because each platform is different and each brand and each person's name comes up differently per the platform.
Yeah.
So you do have to do separate posts, like separate tags and separate posts for each platform, which does take a little bit extra. But
yeah, so like, for example, even just like I just pulled up LinkedIn, like one of the last posts is the Vancouver chapter of MIT is thrilled to be hosting our summer solstice soiree at the brand new Alayette restaurant at Hotel de Soleil. She didn't tag the restaurant or the hotel, and like that could help by increasing engagement.
Yeah. And I've struggled sometimes in finding the restaurant, for example, like they may not have a LinkedIn, I don't know, but the hotel should. So you're right. I'll definitely.
Yeah, that's just one example, but that could help.
I do think I'm with you, tagging people and the brands is pretty imperative.
Yeah, and LinkedIn will even like give you like suggestions for hashtags to use. So like maybe there'll be one that's like downtown Vancouver or something. I don't know. That might help too.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Cool. Thank you, Caitlin. Anything else for communications? Anyone have any questions? All right. So, and then just to be clear, the newsletter has been pushed to June 28th. So we've got a couple more weeks to get some content together if you need anything.
I think that'll help us because we'll also then have like August figured out by then, we'll like with Virtuoso and
if we need to send it out before then, but
I would, right, but I mean just as a reminder as well. But I think also like if we have 3 FAMs in September, like that we'll need to hopefully have all of them in that newsletter.
Well, and I think our
challenge accepted from me and Kim.
I think our newsletter is set to go out during travel week as well, like per our thing, or per our, like, the second Tuesday of the month or whatever.
the
I have to
August
look at
one.
it. So we might have to push it back, one more week.
Or could we move it up to like the week,
Or the
like the
first-
first week of?
Yeah, the first Tuesday. We
No,
could
no,
do
no,
that.
you have it for the 9th and travel week starts the 12th.
Oh, perfect. Great. Then we're
Okay,
good.
cool.
Okay. And guys, remember, if you have anything for the newsletter, that there's a team or there's a project on Asana called newsletter submissions. Caitlin wants us to hopefully still be submitting ideas that way, right, Caitlin?
Yeah, and feel free
Perfect.
to, if you have social media stuff, like feel free to tag Emma, like she has her own Asana at social,
Yeah, at social. Okay.
and she's managing.
Use
the calendar.
Asana. It's your best friend.
Yeah.
The more you use it, the more you love it. It's like keeps my life totally organized for MIT. I don't know what I did before Asana, to be honest. I had a lot of check to-do lists. All right, perfect. Thanks, Caitlin. And then last, Josh and his team, over to you.
Okay, 5 minutes.
I know, sorry.
I know Justin's working on some things for like digital graphic stuff for members, I think, to like self-promote us. Caroline has she's finished the sustainability page. We're just making some high-level edits. Caitlin, do you want to review that?
Okay, you still need us to do that, right? Okay.
Yes, and then that's pretty much it for me. Derek?
Yeah, just really quickly, we have our last focus group / meetup in Zoom for the Gen Z travel series next Wednesday. And so we're going to be discussing Gen Z travel trends, and hopefully it's a great way for people of Gen Z age to network, to get to know each other. And then as the Gen Z travel trend element of it, something that we could maybe take as a learning, and we could use it in the newsletter, we could use it on social as just a talking point, just to have a kind of all like a fully encompassing understanding of what Gen Z travel professionals are thinking, and then possible inclusion of that again in channel communications. But yeah, excited. It's been a good series thus far, and then we can take learnings from this in the future as well.
Let's try to
Have you had
that.
a good turnout? I'm just like curious to know a little bit more about how they've gone.
Could be going better from a kind of sign up drop off perspective, but it's definitely something that there are people that are interested in leadership positions and all of that. You are correct in bringing that up, but of course it's a learning experience, and we can take this in the future for sure.
Okay, and so the next one is this Wednesday, the 8th, at what time?
No, the 6th,
So
the
next-
next week.
Oh,
Can we get some socials to promote that?
yeah, I'm gonna email 2 people that come to mind right now. So it's, Wednesday, June 16th.
15.
It's on the website, right? Yeah.
15th on the website.
15th, sorry.
Which, and sorry, have you shared the content yet for social or no? Do we have that?
I don't think so.
So I can put something together quite quickly.
Or just, I mean, Emma can make it look pretty, but she just needs to like have the content and she can finesse it.
All right, cool. Where else? What else? Sorry, Elizabeth.
I'll be very quick. I
Sorry.
obviously was helping with the Peru fam. Everybody is very happy. They've all hugged llamas already, alpacas, whatever they are. And if you're not following along, you definitely have FOMO when doing so. It's been great so far. The feedback from Belmont has been really stellar. So we'll make sure that we get a testimonial. Basically saying that everybody is getting along very, very well. They stopped at a school today as part of the CSR that Belmont has, which is part of the itinerary. And I guess that was really an amazing experience for everyone. So certainly we'll share more updates once everyone's back and can give a debrief. So, but it's exciting. I think this is gonna hopefully kind of kick off, the sustainability and CSR part of it for us
Mhm.
a little bit more and put it, in bigger perspective of why this is so great to have as part of FAMS. And then before Caroline was on the FAM, we were talking about Tourism Cares and reigniting, a partnership there. So she and I have had some conversations. When she gets back, we're going to move forward with relooking at that partnership. So more to come on that.
Very cool. And someone remind me, and where do we have like a place on our website now for all these testimonials? Because I was going to collect one from Beatrice too, like just general testimonials about either working with us for events or FAMs, or are those on our website, Josh?
Just under just the jobs.
Okay.
We didn't have a place for it under FAMs. We can't do a secondary drop down, so it has to be a link to like a document or another page. Like, I guess we could do a lump sum testimonial. What if we did a testimonials page, and maybe we broke it out into like, or do we want to break it out? Do we not want to break it out?
No, I think I don't know that we necessarily need to break it out. I think it could just be a general under the about section, like testimonials.
Right. Right.
Yeah. For any of them, and we would just have to make sure that it's clear, in their testimonial, like what it's for.
Right. And Caitlin, because we're delayed in the sustainability day that we were going to promote in the press release, let's do it as a post and maybe name drop Belmond as well. And Elizabeth, I don't know who you would need to go through to like get that sign off, but if we said like we launched this program, in conjunction, not in conjunction, but like with the first activity being the Bellman FAM, blah, 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 blah. This is what we're going to be doing moving forward. I think that'll appease me in not having met our deadline of sustainability day, and still being, I think, effective and timely in the market.
Okay, can I just ask though?
If you remember, I'll try to remember, because she's gonna send it around and we'll like add our edits and stuff.
Yeah, that's fine. I guess just like in a nutshell, if we can just try to like use Asana for this stuff and like make sure that we're clear on the information that's needing to be shared and that Emma's in the loop as well. And just being clear on the content, from Derek's end, from Caroline's end, it would help me remember and make sure that we're getting accurate information out.
For sure.
Everything in Asana.
I think also the testimonials via social, especially on LinkedIn, I think is a really good, thing to put forward, especially when we're searching for, others to partner with, not just FAMs, but other organizations. Testimonials certainly, I think are shared pretty heavily. So I'd suggest that. I'm not sure how well they play on Instagram or Facebook or any of that, but I know LinkedIn for sure.
LinkedIn would be perfect,
Well,
yeah.
people have personal recommendations. I wonder if that is available under a corporate level.
So not on a company page.
Okay.
That I recall from building some out
From
a few years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. We already have something Tuesdays, right? Like we can do like testimonial Tuesdays.
We have team
Sounds
member
weird, though.
Tuesdays. Can be
Team
testimonial.
member Tuesdays. Okay.
Testimonial Thursdays.
Yeah.
Doesn't have quite the same ring.
We'll figure it out. Okay. So I could put it in Asana to ask Justin to work on the landing page for it then, Josh. Yeah. And then we'll collect. I'm trying to think who out, we'll just collect some testimonials. Got that great one from Sam from Shangri-La, and then we'll get one from Belmont. I'm sure we can get some from the other Sam people that have and events.
You had one from Brenna. We have one from RepFest. We can get one from Dean, from TravPro. So yeah. Okay, so if everyone can kind of just, those that would be involved in this, take like personal ownership of like getting the testimonials that kind of apply to your division. I'll go out and see like with like who's co-hosted chapter events with us or other events.
I'll work on that, and then FAMS also, and then if there's anything else, if we've worked with anyone else in any other capacity, if you can just manage that.
So you're gonna make that a project in Asana?
I'll make it a project in Asana.
Okay, cool.
Okay, that's it, I think. Anyone have anything else to add? No? Okay, we're just about under an hour. Good job. Thank you all so much. I'll stay on I'll end the recording and stay on if you have any questions.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.